Damn, look at that dude's crazy. Whoa, Gerald. What's that? You want me to open the gate for you? He knows where the gate is. Come here.
There he goes.
Over here, this way, boss. Over here. Over here, sir. Over here, the gate's over here. Over here. Yeah, just push him. There he sees it now. He's like, oh yeah, come on, dude. Go back in here. Look at that thing, it's huge. Wow, that was awesome, huh?
Epic, dude.
That was so majestic.
I've been coming out here for 20 years, never seen that.
Unbelievable. Good shot. Unbelievable. Wow.
Now, Lisa, out of the thousands of homes that were evacuated and damaged by the flooding here in Brazoria County, behind me there is one that is doing just fine, and that's because the homeowner decided to take a chance on something called an aqua dam, and it's still holding the water back. This was the scene: military vehicles, airboats, and mandatory evacuations in parts of Rosharon where the Brazos River was taking over.
Your family being, relocated, and, it's heartbreaking to know that could happen.
Randy Wagner was determined to find a way to save his home.
Not knowing what that level was going to stop at, I needed to prepare for something that no one has seen.
In the middle of all of it, it looked like he did just that. His house, now an island.
This is a dam that's filled with water, holding back water.
He took a chance, drove to Louisiana to buy an aqua dam. It took him and two other guys a few hours to fill up 400 feet of 30-inch high tubes made of plastic and fabric with water surrounding his property.
I was a crazy guy. Everybody was kind of, going by laughing at me, but today they're really impressed with this aqua dam. And
Wagner and his family stayed and waited and watched as the water rose to 27 inches, but never seeped through the barriers. It cost him money, he says, was well worth his sanity.
$8,300 is, to me, a small investment on a house that could have 2 foot of water in it and cost me over $150,000 in repairs.
Now he has a place to come home to and hopes that
Very good morning. My name is Sakile Dube from Safari and Surf in St. Lucia. Welcome to Ismangaliso. In South Africa, we've got a group of people, we call ourselves Nguni people. So out of Nguni people, we split into four. All four of us, you will find us on the east part of South Africa. In a province, we call it Eastern Cape. There is Xhosa people. Like Nelson Mandela, he was under the group of Xhosa from the Eastern Cape. In KwaZulu-Natal, we've got Zulu people. In a small country, Swaziland, we've got Swazi people. In Mpumalanga, close to Kruger National Park, there is Ndebele people. Ndebele, Swazi, Zulu, and Xhosa, all four of us, we fall under one group. We does have a click sound. As in South Africa, we've got 11 official languages. We can easily communicate with one another. The well-known people in South Africa with a click are the Khoisan or Bushmen. So four of us, we've got a click in the letter P. Our P, it sounds like like the name Ipapa, Ipeni, Ipipi, Impolompolo, Upopai, Pa, Pe, Pi, Po, Pu. And we've got letter C. Our C, it sounds like the name Ela, Iqiti, Tula, Qiqilia, Colombia, Canada, Coca-Cola, Qaqeqi, and we've got letter X. Our X, it sounds like the name Oqa, Ingoqo, Uqam, Xoma, Xhosa, Qaqeqi, and we've got letter Q. Our Q, it sounds like the name Qala, Qeda, Iqhude, Iqhalaqhala, Iqolaqoma, Qaqeqi. If we like to use them together in a word, when we say a water monitor jump a fence, in my language I will say Uqamu weqa uqing. Uqamu weqa uqing. Uqamu, it's a water monitor. Weqa is to jump. Uqingo, it's a wire. Any question? If not question, thank you. Ngiyabonga.
common thing that people often say is, what's the big deal if you cut down the old growth forests and you replant the trees? For every tree we cut down in BC, we're planting 3 more. So what we're trying to explain to people is that it's not a tree issue, it's an ecosystem issue. The question is not whether trees grow back after cutting the original old growth, it's a question of whether the ensuing second growth tree plantations adequately replicate the original old growth forests. And the answer is they don't. They're very different structurally and also in their composition. What are the differences between tree plantations and old growth forests? These second growth tree plantations, which are harvested every 50 to 60 years, never to become old growth again, they've got closed canopies, meaning that the trees grow together, blocking out the sunlight. That means down in the understory, there's very little vegetation growing because the sunlight is blocked out. The trees are of the same age class. Instead of trees of 1,000-year-old, 500-year-olds, 100 years old, 50 years old, and seedlings, you don't get the multi-layered canopies, trees of different heights that you get in the old growth. So you've got closed canopies, single-layered canopies, poorly developed understories, and a lack of large diameter woody debris. There's just less dead wood, especially of large diameter. Now, going from this plantation, if we just walk a few steps over this way, we're going to head into an old growth forest. So come over here, and you see now, as we head into the old growth, the canopy gaps where trees have died and fallen have let sunlight through, and you get well-developed understories. A lot more plants and food for wildlife in the understory. On top of that, you can see that you have trees of different ages and heights. So you've got small trees, you've got medium-sized trees, you've got real big giants like this huge red cedar over here. So that means that you have multi-layered canopies. Trees of different heights, and different species live in different heights in the canopy. And you've got a lot of standing and fallen dead wood, woody debris. For example, there's a snag over there. It's a dead standing hemlock, actually, that has become a wildlife tree. And there's a lot of wildlife habitat in the dead wood, standing and falling. So these are the characteristics that distinguish old growth forests from the second growth tree plantations that they're being replaced with. And because they're relogged every 50 to 60 years on BC's coast, you don't get the old growth again. Old growth logging is not a sustainable activity in British Columbia. It's like forest mining. That's why we need to save what remains of the old growth and then sustainably log the second growth that dominates the landscapes now.
A good boy. He's a good boy. What are you doing? Eh? What are you doing? You funny old raven. He's a good boy. He likes that, don't you? You like that.
Look, it's filling the room! How are we gonna breathe?
Quick out for the wollongong air! I'll try and hold it down. There it is. Hey, look at me, I'm in colour! Come on in, it's lovely! I can't hold it on very long, Ross. Here it goes, Harper!